Peace, family. Grand Rising, Vie Darling, the Cosmic Manager, Intergalactic Interpreter here. And I just woke up. Because I was up late. And I had some stuff I had to do, but I immediately felt like I needed to hop on here and do a reading, because this energy that we are dealing with is just crazy. I did not sleep well. Today is the 20th of September, Friday, September 20th, 2024. Whenever your eyes come across this reading, there's a message here for you. Whether or not it is when I record it and post it, or whether it is 10 years from now, there's a message here for you. So stick around, because you might find something that is worthwhile to you. It is eclipse season. There is a lot of spiritual warfare going on. A lot is happening in the ethers. But the main thing that I want to talk about, burn myself or something? The main thing that I want to talk about is what woke me out of my sleep is the purging. It's so intense. It's like core wound purging stuff right now, and I do feel like a lot of it is like mind control stuff, because if you are part of the chosen collective, a lot of these powers and principalities, energies, entities, and expressions of existence are not on your level. They are not they're not capable of harming you, because they're lower ranked than you. So they have to attack you by attacking your mind, so that you will attack yourself and destroy the world that you are co-creating. This happens by instilling like these fucked up mindsets within us. So like nihilism, I don't know, suicidal ideation, things like that, low self-esteem, like the impetus to trigger warning, disordered eating, body dysmorphic disorder, things like this. They have like been attacking your mind, and they want to continue attacking your mind, because the ajna is what is clarifying right now. The diamond light codes are clarifying, they're crystallizing the ajna, and all of this like crap is purging out of your head. Your head might be super itchy right now. Mine has been super itchy, but all of this crap is purging out of your third eye chakra, your ajna, and I would say also there's clarification happening in the crown chakra for sure. So you've had a lot of like feeling like you're having allergies, like stuffy head, feeling confused a little bit, feeling just kind of like very out of it. That's part of it. I do feel like some people, some collectives, some covens, some groups are throwing confusion magic and chaos magic at your mind, so that you will struggle to purge this stuff, and so that you will not know what the right decision to make is. But continue to cancel that. I cancel all chaos magic thrown at my mind. I cancel all baneful magic, crossing energy, curse energy, jinx energy, hex work that is thrown at my mind. I clarify and purify my mind in the living waters. And the crystalline light codes, the great central sun. I am renewed in Christ. So I was just lighting some cinnamon, because cinnamon's a really powerful energy cleanser. When I was shuffling, I got these two cards. Let me just say today, Mars is square Lilith. Mars is in Cancer, and Lilith the fudge is this? Mars is in Cancer, Lilith is in Libra. Lilith is pursuing her liberation and her justice. This is the dark feminine pursuing her liberation and her justice. Now be aware that not all dark feminines are sacred. Not all dark feminines are sacred. I'm so sick of this shit. It doesn't matter if I empathize with the reason why someone did something heinous and unjust. The fact of the matter is, regardless of if you like it or if you approve of it, they're going to receive karma for what they did. That's why you don't just do things just because you feel like doing it. If somebody hits you with their car, the right thing to do is to not go and hit them with their car, your car, or go and hit their loved ones with your car. That's not the right thing to do, and that might sound silly and crazy, but it's true. And you need to think about things like this, because one needs to think about like how silly and crazy it sounds to torture someone else, even if it's like bullying. Even bullying's fucked up. Bullying kills. So even if it's like bullying, someone bullies you in middle school and now you're a grown adult and in the workplace bullying people. The fuck is that? You're not a middle schooler anymore. You emotional troglodyte, grow up. And so there's this narrative that I've been seeing on the internet, like basically absolving villains of the harm that they do because of their origin story. I don't give a fuck about your origin story. Fuck you. Because there are plenty of fucking heroes who have really fucked up origin stories. It's a choice. So this psyop that we've been seeing in the media, I feel like it started with like Maleficent, like, oh, Maleficent, you know, actually, I mean, we have 𝗂�57 coming out right now too. The thing is though, like, ultimately, if the Wicked Witch was trying to help Dorothy, but was being framed as the villain in The Wizard of Oz, that would be one thing. But I think about this a lot, and I love Wicked. When, like, in the framework of Wicked, she is the heroine. But in the framework of The Wizard of Oz, there's still no excuse for why she's going around terrorizing a girl, trying to kill her, and killing everybody. Like, yeah, I know that your sister was killed, but like we all get to a breaking point at some point. I get that, but you're still going to be accountable to your actions. So there you go. I saw somebody on here, on the clock app, who was like making excuses for Cruella de Vil. There's no excuse. Those dogs didn't do anything to Cruella de Vil. She was like, Cruella de Vil is right. That woman's husband is gonna lock her away in a tower, and she's just gonna make babies, and she's never gonna design again. Bitch, at what point did that lady say that she didn't want to have kids? She said she wanted to get married and have kids. And you can trust that she has the autonomy as a grown-ass woman to be able to make that decision for herself. And if she's operating from programming, that's her problem. She got to figure that shit out on her own. But nobody said that just because she has kids, she's never gonna fucking design again. She's never gonna like live her dreams again. This is the problem with a lot of y'all, and this is what I was saying before. Like, a lot of y'all hate kids and y'all hate life. And that's why your life sucks, and you wonder why. You wonder why you can't heal. You wonder why you can't get past your childhood trauma, because you hate kids. So why would your inner child be willing to work with you? You're not even trying to work with your inner child, a lot of you. You just want to make excuses for the fucked up shit that you do. That's what it is. This is the spiritual warfare that's going on right now. I don't care about why you're upset. I don't fucking care. Listen, I have family members who have a lot more reason to be fucking upset and to be terrible people than a lot of you people. This is a general view. I know my collective, y'all are some real ones. And, you know, I understand, I have compassion for the things that they've been through, because the shit that they've been through, some fucked up shit, right? But at the same time, I don't care. Like, I'm still gonna hold you accountable for the things that you've done. I have compassion and empathy, but both things can be true. You're gonna be held accountable. Point blank, period. Because it's not coming on my account. So there's a psyop that's going on that's keeping people trapped in these parasitic, villainous timelines. You're not a villain for standing up for yourself. And I know that that's like the language that people use because it was easy to understand. Please, it's over now. That time is fucking over. Shut the fuck up with that shit. Okay? You're not a villain for standing up for yourself. If anything, you're a hero. And folks gotta be cognizant and conscientious about the words that you use. You're speaking shit over your life. What about advocating for yourself and advocating for your justice makes you villainous? Only in a timeline and a template where abuse of power and robbing people of their autonomy, which is trigger warning, grape, whether it's spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical, where that is normalized. And you can scapegoat people and be like, oh, I'm the bad person because I didn't let somebody disrespect me or treat me bad. You know who thinks that they're a villain when they're in that kind of energy? Trauma survivors, abuse survivors. Get the fuck real. The good thing about Mars being in Cancer is that it is in fall here, I believe. It's in fall, or it's in detriment. But either way, it's not working to the best of its energy. And Lilith is in Libra, so the dark feminine is getting balanced out. And I feel that means that it's taking its power back from Mars, from the masculine, which is necessary and good and right. Okay, we have a grand earth trine. We've had this grand earth trine for a while, and this is why it's so important to be cognizant and conscientious of the words that you are using right now at this time. To be cognizant and conscientious about what you are speaking over yourself, what you are speaking over your life, what you are co-creating into existence with the universe. Okay, so if you're sitting here thinking the worst, you're sabotaging yourself. If you are sitting here belaboring delusions, you're sabotaging yourself. This is a very powerful manifestation energy. Okay, you might feel extremely sleepy at this time, extremely sluggish, because it is a grand earth trine. Earth relates to the body. It makes us very much more in our body. It's slowing us down for sure. It's very much slowing us down. Let's clarify this energy. So right now I really want to encourage folks to be cleansing, smoke cleansing, especially on the crown chakra, the ajna. I'm definitely picking up stuff in the neck, because remember, the basal ganglia is at the base where the skull meets the spine. So the basal ganglia is. That is a connection of nerve endings that they call the reptilian brain. That's our primal brain. That is where trauma, there's a lot to do with trauma there, trauma programming, because it's about keeping us safe. And the body stores trauma because it's thinking that if I store this information, it's going to help me to be able to keep myself safe. But a lot of our responses to trauma they're not effective when we're no longer in dysfunctional timelines. So right now, a lot of that shit is what's purging, and like, as it's coming out for a lot of us, there is a sentience to it. So it is you know, fighting to not be let go of, fighting to just have a last hurrah of torture. And I encourage you to just be like, I bind you from causing harm in all dimensions, densities, and directions. I cast you out, I banish you from my energy. Get out, go immediately and as quickly as possible, and do not ever return. Return to source to be reintegrated, redistributed, and reset. You know, whatever you want to say is what you're going to say. But this is what's happening. We have Apocalypse and Illusions comes out in the reverse. This is what I'm talking about. In what world are you a villain because you stand up for yourself? It's one thing to stand up for yourself. It's one thing to pursue justice. But then to like cause harm? Just because we can understand why Magneto did the shit that he did doesn't mean that it's right. Okay? In terms of like Malcolm X, for instance, it's not like, oh, like, and Magneto is based on Malcolm X. That's why I'm saying this. And the Black Panthers, for instance, it's not like the Black Panthers were saying, let's just go out and indiscriminately kill white people. That is not what they were saying at all. They were saying we need to be armed because we are being unalived. We need to protect ourselves. They were not ever at any point saying, let's go and exact revenge. That never ever happened. So this is actually part of the problem with like Magneto's character, because Magneto, the Brotherhood of Mutants, they were going out to cause harm and also to destabilize like the paradigm. But they were villains. They were villains. It doesn't matter that we can understand, but that's not what Malcolm X was calling for. So this is a bastardization in and of itself. And rest in peace, Stan Lee. I love Stan Lee down, but that's not what, that is villainous. That is villainous. And the truth of the people that character, the person that character was built upon, and those people in the civil rights movement, like, they were not villains, actually. You know who's calling for indiscriminate harm? The ones causing indiscriminate harm. The Tiki Torch Bros. They are villains. I'm in my villain era because you said to somebody who cut in front of you in line, hey, excuse me, I was here first. The line's back there. I'm in my villain era. Get real. Stop infantilizing yourself. It's not fun and it's not cute. I'm not kidding. And I don't care. Like, I really don't. I get it, but it doesn't matter. To be a grown-ass sovereign adult, like, y'all gotta stop making everything a joke because it's not funny. Dead ass. Apocalypse and illusion in reverse. Makes sense, right? Apocalypse is a revelation. A revocable change based on a revelation of truth. An uncovering of something. Right? And illusions in reverse. Disabusing us of the illusions. Hey, remember when I said that justice was on its way and it was gonna happen with the eclipse? Didn't the head of a huge international celebrity-driven human stoplighting ring get apprehended by the federales? I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying. There's a record of everything that I've said, and there's a record of everything that I've said being true and coming true. I heard it's Pound Town. But more so like in the way that the Hulk means it. So there's something to do with the Marvel universe here. Not the MCU, but the Marvel, like the comic book universe. And the original movies when they were part of Universal is also what I'm picking up. Okay, so there's an activation of powers. All right, so it's about actually this energy is giving because a lot of you, your powers have been dampened. You might remember, like, oh, as a kid, my powers were stronger, and as an adult, like, as I got older, they were less strong, and that's probably because, like, I started growing up and da-da-da-da-da. No, it's because there was interference to make your powers weaker. And right now, what is happening is that, like, all of the veils are coming down, all of the shit that was done to you, the light codes that have been coming in. By the way, did I already say I'm Vie Darling, the Cosmic Queen, and your intergalactic interpreter? I think that I did, but welcome to the Aetherium. This is my spiritual sanctuary where I am pioneering the spiritual practice of cosmic wellness, which is built upon a shadow work infrastructure that I refer to as spiritual abolition. Spiritual abolition really finds itself in decolonial re-indigenizing praxis that ensures our return to sovereignty. So this is a reclamation of sovereignty practice, and in this way, when we reclaim our sovereignty, we become the most effective co-creators of our universe. So this is a mastery of shadow work, this is a mastery of light work, and yeah. Why did I say that? Oh yeah, if you're not subscribed to the premium tier of my newsletter, the premium tier is called the Mysteries. The newsletter itself is called the Channel. The Channel, you do get a monthly, like, newsletter having to do with the energies right now, but if you subscribe, it's not as in-depth at all. It doesn't go into the mysteries. It's just a very, like, it's a summary. But if you subscribe to the Mysteries, you get a very in-depth, powerful weekly newsletter, and we really go and we really talk about some stuff. So right now, these light codes are coming in and they're streaming in. The 22nd, which is in 2 days, the autumnal equinox is going to be a big effing deal. It's going to be extremely powerful. Reset of energy. We're not talking about that right now. What are we talking about? We are talking about the light codes, the diamond crystalline light codes that have been coming in. I started this video and then I restarted it because I looked so gross. But diamond ajna, the crystalline codes, diamond sun plasma codes are coming in and transforming our chakra system and therefore transforming our DNA. So everything that is below those frequencies is being cast out right now. If you are not grounded, if you're not somebody who grounds, if you're not somebody who, like, is really tapped in with your spiritual program, you're probably feeling very high highs and low lows right now. You're probably feeling up and down all a fucking round. And this is why it's important to have a spiritual practice that grounds you in something. Because if you are a channel, if you are a highly sensitive person, you are channeling cosmic energies, and you're feeling like you're so chaotic and you're at the behest of other energies outside of you, well, that's probably because that's true. You need to have a regular praxis that grounds you. So there are a lot of people who are having manic episodes, depressive episodes, like, you know, experiencing spiritual psychosis, all of this shit. I don't experience that. Only once in my life did I ever experience that, and that was in my first awakening. And to be fair, I was also doing a lot of drugs. Like, I was a raver, so I was, like, doing party drugs at raves, and I was doing a lot of acid, and I was a stoner, so, like, I smoked weed every day, a lot of it. And yeah, I was drinking too, which I am allergic to alcohol, but, like, more than anything, like, I was a teenage raver. So I didn't have, like, a regular practice. I was definitely identifying as, like, a witch at that time, but it's not like I, like, had a structured, regimented practice to ground myself in. I wasn't even really doing protective magics. I just knew that I had powers, and, like, I lived my life like that. You know what I mean? When you're a magical person, like, magic is your way of life, period. That was the only time I've ever experienced psychosis. That was the only time I've ever experienced like that kind of up and down in my life. Is never happened to me again. One, I mean, I'm protected. Like, I come from serious lineages. So woe be upon those who try and harm me, because you just cursed your fucking like bloodline in 7 directions, 7 generations in every direction. First of all, like, you don't want to fuck with these bloodlines, dead ass. But secondly, you know, I have a practice. Like, I started going really hard about my practice. And at that time, I was also very much attacked in the spirit realms. And this happens to a lot of people when they go through their grand awakening. They get attacked by shaitan because they're so open, and usually they don't know what the fuck to do to take care of themselves. Luckily, my ancestors were surrounding me at that point in time. I knew exactly what was happening to me the whole time. And you know, I was able to tell my dad, who knew exactly what was happening and was able to tell me like what was going on and give me context of everything that was going on. And I also grew up in like a culture where magic was normal, you know, although with the family that I grew up with, it was demonized for sure, but it was still normal, like the extended family. Not so much like my immediate family. And so a lot of you are experiencing like mental illness and mental health crises right now. I would recommend that you go talk to a psychiatrist. I recommend that you go seek professional help if that is something that you're experiencing. But I also would recommend that you get serious about your spiritual hygiene and your spiritual practice. There's no excuse. I'll tell you what, the reason my prices are the way that they are is because I'm not willing to work with people who are not serious about their practice. So if you're not serious, you're not going to invest in your spiritual healing. By the way, you can book sessions with me on Etsy. The link is in the description box. If you're not serious, you're not gonna invest, right? 27 on the timer. You're not gonna invest. You know that something is happening. You know that something is coming. You sense it in all of your body, your mind, your spirit. You sense it coming, but you're not preparing for it. A lot of you. That's the problem. And then when it hits, you're going to be like, oh my God. It's like when I was a teenager, we used to go, when I was 19, and I was in university, my friends and I would go to the Bitcoin Center in the financial district every week. But we would go because there was free alcohol. We weren't going because we really wanted to know about Bitcoin. But we did want to know, but I just didn't understand. I could not understand what the fuck was going on. To me, none of that shit is real. Like, none of that shit is real. And if I'm being honest, like, if I can't understand it, I'm a very intelligent person. If I can't understand it, it's not real. And also, like, it's not going to make it to New Earth. It's just not. You know what I mean? And it's not something that I'm meant to be a part of. But it's good for other people that it works for. Either way, my friend Jason and I would joke that, like, if only we hadn't been so focused on getting lit, like, we would be millionaires by now if only we had invested in Bitcoin when we had the chance. But it's like, I don't think so, actually. First of all, we wouldn't have known when to pull out because we wouldn't have been paying attention to the market. Like, obviously, if it were meant to happen, it would have happened. But I say that to say, like, this is a parallel. Like, you know that something is coming. You know that something is happening, but you're not paying attention. You're not preparing for it. You're not doing the work. You know that something is happening, okay? It is these times. It is the disabusing of the illusions. The veils have crumbled and they have collapsed. The veils crumbled. The veils were unsealed back in 2020. It's just been 4 years, almost 5 years. It's a 5-year cycle. It's just been the almost 5 years of that happening in the ethers and it metabolizing into the material realm. That is what you see, the crumbling that is happening right now, because the situation that we have been living in, the paradigm that we have been living in, was coded in the ethers. If you don't know that, that's probably why you are not one of the, architects of society. But this is what it is. My grandfather would plan. Well, my grandfather was a Freemason, amongst other things. And when he made plans for our country, he would plan 100 years in advance at least. He would make his plans 100 years in advance at least. And that's why when I first started doing my workshops, my cosmic wellness workshops, I would also, there is a workshop scheduled for the 22nd. You gotta RSVP to get the link. It's donation based. If you can't afford to come, if you can't afford the donation, the sliding scale suggested donation, then just put something on your altar as an offering for my great gods, guides, and ancestors, as well as my energies. But pull up, RSVP, come through. When I first started teaching my workshops, when I first made my first manifestation and intention setting guidebook, which was for 𝗪𝗪𝗁𝗂𝗪, as I was the resident astrologer for 𝗪𝗪𝗁𝗂𝗪, I think 2018 and 2019, until April 2020. So for like almost 2.5 years. I would encourage my clients and folks to set their intentions for 400 years in the future. So if you know what you want 400 years in the future, when you're not even here, first of all, it's grounded in the collective, which inherently makes it not fucking selfish and self-centered and egotistical, which means it has a greater likelihood of being founded upon a stable foundation, which means it's longer lasting, generational wealth. Interesting. There will be 100 on the first day of autumn, on the equinox. There will be 100 days left in the calendar year. But anyways, generational wealth, and also it helps you to get clear on your integrity, and it just aligns all of your intentions, your actions, your manifestations. I don't need to constantly be doing intentions every full moon, every new moon, every new astral season. Why? Because I already set my intentions for 400 years in the future. I already am like going down a trajectory that ensures that I am doing what I need to do to be aligned with my higher self. So these are the kinds of things that we do in cosmic wellness. And this is why we do the spiritual abolition, because to do such thoroughgoing, deep, rigorous work is so deep. You know what I mean? It's so deep. And when you go deep, it makes me think of what Captain Barbossa said, "Here there be monsters." And we got to do the shadow work. We got to slay them demons down there deep in those etheric, that cosmic sea. So that's what we're talking about. And this is happening whether or not we like it. The veils come down and all of those illusions are being purged out of you. And also the adversarial collective, the adversarial entities, energies, and expressions of existence are actively throwing magic. So you may keep getting readings that are like saying like, oh, this coven is doing this to you, this person is doing that to you. And that's powers and principalities working through them, especially if they are fallen, if they are like fallen energies, entities, expressions of existence, powers and principalities, shaitan. If they can't manifest in the material world, they're not doing that. They have, especially they'll have bodies that they prefer to work through, that they prefer to possess, But a lot of the time, when you have these weak ass motherfuckers out here who don't take care of themselves spiritually, and they're magical, but they don't have a magical practice, they don't know how to like protect themselves, they are not self-possessed whatsoever, it's very easy for an entity to come to those kinds of people and do a little whispering in their ear and like convince them, you know what, fuck it, this person deserves it, I'm gonna do a binding spell to this person, fuck it, this person deserves it, I'm gonna throw some baneful magic at them because I'm an arbiter of justice. You know, I'm gonna do curse work on this person because, listen to me, if you just now started doing magic, 100% best but fucking leave. You don't have the authority to do that. And you will experience karmic justice for your cosmic crimes. Best fucking believe it. So sit your ass down, mind your manners. Mind your fucking manners. You know what you have the authority to do? Protection magic on yourself and on your home. You shouldn't be doing magic on anyone. And a lot of the time y'all start doing magic and you start doing love spells. This is why you don't have authority. Because if you were wise enough to have authority to be doing any of this kind of work, binding, freezer spells, all this, you would know to never fucking do a love spell. You would know that you shouldn't be doing magic on other people because you're trying to rob people of their autonomy. That's why you don't have authority. That's why you're not trusted with magic. And some of you, yes, you had your powers bound, and I'm going to get back to speaking about that. You had your powers bound by the 𝗪𝗫𝗁, the demonic shadow empire, through myriad different manners of binding you. But a lot of you don't have access to higher level powers because you haven't earned access to powers. And this is the problem with being fucking entitled. And this pisses me off, especially because I have been victimized by people like this. I'm talking about this shit. This is real though. This is like really happening. It doesn't take much to convince these kinds of people to misuse their power. And do you think that whatever entity or energy is that is working through you, that is manipulating you and exploiting you, you didn't even ask for anything back? That's the other crazy thing. It didn't take anything. They didn't even have to offer you anything. All they had to tell you was, oh, that person, they didn't want to be your friend anymore. That's fucked up. You know what you should do? You should get some grave dirt and you should bury that person. You should kill them, in fact. Oh no, you know what you should do? You should bind this entity to them. That'll get them for not wanting to be your friend anymore. That'll get them for dumping you. You didn't even ask for money. You didn't even ask for access to the means of production. That's why you don't have any rank. And that's why you're going to lose rank, especially if you were part of the Chosen One Collective, especially if you were an Earth Angel, especially if you were a starseed. You're about to lose rank. You're about to fall. And when you find out what it feels like to live like that, and you know that next lifetime you're going to have to go through all of that again, all of the suffering that you've already gone through, except worse, because now you've fallen in rank. But maybe when you were being invited to hone your powers, to master your life, your experience, to ride the dragon, maybe you should have heeded the call instead of being concerned about pleasing losers who you are more powerful than, who you have higher rank above. You didn't come here to follow them. You came here to be a leader, but you wanted to be a follower. I get it. I totally 100% get it. But at the same time, nah. We all have to atone for our actions and be held accountable. I mean, for me right now, I'm sitting here moving through shame about the ways that I self-abandoned and processing and transmuting the shame that I have about the ways in which I self-abandoned. But I at the same time, that processing and transmutational process requires that I have empathy and compassion for myself, because there's a reason why I did it. but at the same time, there's no excuse. And when the shit hit the fan and when the chips were all down, at the end of the day, I chose my mission. I chose my calling. I chose God. And a lot of you are choosing Shaitan. A lot of you are choosing fucking fallen ones and demonic entities. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not some, like, I was just out there partying and doing drugs and shit like that. No, I did that shit too. Trust and believe. That's why I talk about it. I'm not out here trying to say I'm better than anybody else. I've been through it. I was there. But these people that I'm talking about are literally doing the bidding of demonic deities, fallen ones who are so fucking bad that they've been cast into the pit. When what their job to, for no real reason. Oh, I'm mad because this person broke up with me. I'm mad because this person, didn't want to be my friend anymore. Oh, this person, I'm jealous of them because they got into the program that I wanted to get into and I didn't get in. This petty shit. What possesses you? This is why we talk about self-possession, because when you are sovereign, when you are self-possessed, nothing can possess you. But the spirits of the colony, aspiritualism, cis-heteropatriarchy, anti-indigeneity, anti-blackness, white domination, racism, industrialism, capitalism rather, and industrialism, and all of the byproducts of those 5 pillars of the colony. That is what most people are possessed by mentally. And we act these things out. We know that racism was created by Thomas Jefferson 400 years ago. We know that for a fact. It is a historical fact. And we know that it's not real. It's not true. It is fallacious. But when we live our indoctrination, we embody it, powers and principalities. We embody it and we manifest it into the lived reality. And this, you gotta think multidimensionally to understand here what the fuck I'm trying to tell you. This is why we do spiritual abolition. Take back your power. You gotta take back your power. If you're transphobic, if you're homophobic, queerphobic, if you're a misandrist, a misogynist, you are possessed of the spirit of cis-heteropatriarchy. You are possessed of the spirit of hate, in fact, and hierarchy, and it's also a vampiric, parasitic spirit. Wholeness. Infinite waters running through you. That's Tarot on Decks. I love Tarot on Decks. That's her introduction in all of her TikToks. But she says wholeness. That's the Holy Spirit, holistically integrated. For we battle not with flesh and blood, but corruption in but powers and principalities, corruption in high places. High places, higher dimensional places. Just because they're fallen doesn't mean that they don't know what it's like to be 10th dimensional. And if you know how to be, I have a playlist on this YouTube page. It's called Science is Cool. Go watch the video by, I believe he's a quantum physicist, and it's called What to Expect in Higher Dimensions. And he explains that a being of a higher consciousness is like unto a god in a lower consciousness because they have omniscient comprehension. So the fallen ones fell from 10D, let's say some of them. Just because they're in 2D doesn't mean that they don't know what it's like to be in 10D. So all they got to do is find someone in 3D and give them those codes to 10D and have them do their work for them. That's all they got to do. To then create black hole portals inside of people for them to feed upon and manifest through. This is what it is. I'm really working on not like over explaining these things and just trusting that my collective understands innately, because this is confirmation for things y'all already know. There is a light that does not go out. Is that a song by the Smiths? Tap into that light, okay? Tap into that light. So these people are throwing magic for sure. People are being used by the adversary. So, you know, when you like deal with these people, which you should, if you are ranked up, pray and ask. First of all, you can ask for help from your spirit team, great gods, guides, and ancestors. And also, when I pour libations and when I pray and when I offer offerings, I don't only pray for my great gods, guides, and ancestors, but I also make offerings to those of the indigenous lands, the indigenous stewards of the land upon which I am on. So right now I'm in New York. I pray and pour and make offerings to the great gods, guides, and ancestors of the 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗃 people as well. This will really help you. This will really, really help you to walk through life safely, because we need protection in these days and times, let me tell you. The collapse is upon us, but it's a good thing. Don't even worry about it. A lot of it is the illusions are falling to pieces. These mind control entities, energies, and expressions of existence are being purged. They don't want to go. Bind them, command from the divine spark within you. Command the end of fragmentation within you. Wholeness, infinite waters flowing through you. Command that upon your life. Your life that's your connection to the Most High. 47 on the clock. You got to take control. Be the sovereign in your life. Make decrees, make declarations, set the laws and the structures, just like if you were the king of the castle. If you were the president of your sovereign state, that's you, that's your life. Make the rules, make the laws, but you gotta abide by them when you do that. Okay, strength in the reverse. Just let it go, be vulnerable, tell the truth. Feel what you feel and let it flow freely. Ask for help. For the people who are attacking you, if you have the authority, which you do, like I said, if you are just starting out, when I first started out with like doing magic in earnest. When I was a kid, I just did magic all the time. I didn't know what I was doing. But actually, I did know what I was doing because I was working with like angels and my ancestors and my fairy, But when I started practicing in earnest when I was 18, the first things that I did was I learned protection magic. That's what you do right now, okay? You do not, and a lot of you don't have actually authority to be sending back curse energy. You don't need that kind of karma. Just cancel it, nullify it, neutralize it, void it. Put it down. What I used to do is I would imagine black all around me, because the black would absorb and neutralize and nullify and void whatever was being thrown at me. Then I elevated to using violet flame, which the energy would be purified, and then you can use it for whatever. But don't send their energy back to them, especially, least of all, in a way that they can still use it. At least transmute it so that they will never be able to use it again, because they can't access that degree of energy. You know what I mean? But so these veils that are coming down, some of you had magic put upon you when you were a child so that you would not be able to use your powers. They bound you. They bound your powers. They may have bound an entity to you to feed on the energy that the powers, basically, and to use you as a spiritual battery. You may have forgotten some of these things. You may have had actual real world encounters, not just in the ethers, but in the fucking 3D, where they did this shit. Some of you could travel hyperdimensionally. Whatever they did to you, they kept you from being able to do that. And I'm hearing that this is going to be for not a lot of people. This is going to be for a small collective of people. But they did this to you, and this is a big part of your, like, alcoholism, your trigger warning, your ideation, because it does feel like torture to be in a body, because you don't have full access. Like, you are in a prison. You are in a prison. And it is to do with your body. So you need to be cleansing right now. You need to be, like, if you can do some energy work, I do energy work. You can book a session, an oracle healing session with me, and we can, like, pull some cords and pull some threads and stuff. But I would also recommend, if you have a group of people that you can work with, like a coven, I don't like to call it that because of the association, but a circle of, like, earth angels. If y'all can come together and clarify your energy, I'm feeling like there's, like, something in the foot. Let's do it now. 2 of Cups in reverse. This is, like, whatever has been attached to you is, like, leaving now. And they're doing all that they can to not leave. They're trying to scare you. Be not afraid. Be not afraid. Is that what Yeshua said to Martha when he returned? No, that's what the angel said to Mary when he appeared to her to tell her that she was pregnant with Yeshua. I believe. They both may have said it. Anyway, let's do some energy work. Right quick. Most High Divine Creator, call you in. We're gonna call upon our support first. Although I prayed this morning already, like, right, and I told y'all as soon as I woke up, I made my coffee and I came and started doing this. But we're gonna come back and we're gonna do the resonance right now, and we're gonna do some energy work. I emit a divine frequency. We emit a divine frequency of protection. I emit a divine frequency of protection, purification, and purification that should any unwanted, uninvited, unwelcome, uninitiated energy, entity, or expression of existence attempt to engage with me, especially without my explicit consent, it is immediately eviscerated upon impact, returned to its divine essential state, and reintegrated into source. We, if you want to accept, say yes. We emit a divine frequency of protection and purification that should any unwanted, uninvited, unwelcome, uninitiated energy, entity, or expression of existence attempt to engage with us, especially without our explicit consent, it is immediately eviscerated upon impact, returned to its divine essential state, and reintegrated into source. We call upon the great gods, guides, and ancestors of our lineages and those of the land upon which we are inhabiting. We call in the support of the 𝗂𝗪𝗻𝘁 collective, the Sodom's Apple collective, the crystalline collectives of black tourmaline, jet, jade, jadeite, onyx, obsidian, selenite, opal, opalite, 𝗂𝗄𝗃, amethyst, black opal, gold, platinum, diamond, pyrite, jasper, howlite, rainbow hematite, lapis lazuli, turquoise, smoky quartz, citrine, carnelian, red jasper, amethyst rose quartz, ruby, dolomite, muscovite, morganite, rutilated quartz, ruby kyanite, tourmaline quartz, and crystal quartz collectives. The sacred lions, tigers, bears, eagles, vultures, hawks, falcons, megalodons, sharks, turtles, whales, dolphins, dragons, unicorns, big cats, jaguars, leopards, pumas, phoenixes, wolves, and elementals. We call you in and ask for your divine wisdom, protection, grace, equanimity, companionship, support, love, kindness, guidance, and virtue, as well as your aid in liberating us from any and all agents of our destruction through all realms of quantum space-time. We ask for you to empower us in all dimensions, densities, and directions. Escort us through our journeys that we may have safe and serene experiences, and support us in this work. Okay. So what I want you to do, obviously don't do this if you're driving, just sit, lay down flat, or sit with your back flat against a support and relax into the support. Notice where you feel any tension and just release. And then we're gonna bring our attention to our breath. Just notice it. Is it shallow? Is it deep? I sense a lot of you are holding your breath in anticipation. When you experience a medical procedure, they encourage you to keep breathing. So let's keep breathing. I want you to take a deep breath through your nose. Let it fill your form, your vessel. And exhale through the mouth. We're gonna just do a couple of those. Bring your attention to the breath. Follow it through the nostrils and through your vessel as you push the breath out of your body, out of your vessel, and release. Notice where the breath is naturally going and where it is naturally perhaps reaching up against some blockages. For me, it's going straight up through the crown chakra, which means that we are very, very open right now. And what I did is I invited dragon fire to be upon the crown chakra to burn away any and all iniquity. Celestial fire to be upon the crown chakra to burn away any and all iniquity here and now. What I'm going to invite you to do now is to bring your attention to the core of the earth. I'm connecting to the crystal heart core of the earth, the new earth. And on each inhale, you're going to bring that up out of the core of the earth, through your axis of power, through your crown chakra, and out, creating a torus field back to the core of the earth with your exhale. From inhale, core of the earth, up through the crown chakra and out of you. You may imagine your energy going up through your soul star chakra, up through the Andromeda galaxy, anchoring in there. You may imagine that, but we are definitely creating this torus field of continuous cycling of holy, sacred, divine energy. Before we get to the sacral chakra, we're going to do some vagus breathing. So we're going to breathe in for 4 counts, hold at the top for 6 counts, and exhale for at least 10. You can keep time on your own. When you breathe out, you're going to breathe out through your mouth, and you're going to make a whistling sound by putting your lips together and breathing out so that whistling sound happens. Not a real whistle, but it's making a sound. And as you inhale, you're inhaling into your belly, expanding, 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 holding at the top for 5 seconds and breathe, or 6 seconds, and breathing out. As long as it's longer, each breath or each step is longer than the last. That's what we're looking for. Okay. I bind you from causing any harm. I bind you from using any energies, entities, expressions of existence. I bind you from your manipulations and your machinations. I cancel all of your workings and I cast you out. Go now, immediately, and as quickly as possible. Return to source to be reintegrated and to await judgment by the Most High. Cause no harm, do no harm as you go. Leave immediately and never return. So there have been attacks on your vagus, which makes sense because a lot of us live in a trauma. We're constantly in a trauma response. We're constantly highly activated in our cortisol. So this is why the vagus breathing is really helpful, because this is going to help you to loosen up any stuck energy, loosen up any of these entities that have gotten stuck inside of you, that have been working against you. You want to help yourself. It's happening on its own, but you need to help yourself in order to suffer the least that you possibly can. So continue this breathing and make sure that you are staying loose. You know, open up your root chakra, loosen up your sphincter to the core, the crystal core of the new earth. If you sense any tension, any clenching, any grasping, let it go, release it. And really lean into the support. Lean into whatever it is you're sitting upon, wherever your body touches a surface, really release into that. So for a lot of you, there's sexual trauma here. There's some deep and thoroughgoing sexual trauma that has happened to you, and that is being purged right now. There might be a lot of shame that's coming up. You may not even remember it. And everyone's experienced sexual trauma because we live in a depraved society. Okay? We live in a depraved society that's built upon SA and abuse and slavery. We're going to do some sacral chakra work right now. Ew. Ugh. There's a nest. There's a nest in the Earth Star chakra. Oh, God. This is just complete and utter destruction against the feminine. Complete and utter, like, these slavery templates, like serious SA against the feminine. Seriously. Disgusting. So there's a lot of purging going on the left side, and a lot of this, work that was done, like a lot of this karma is because of all of the abuse. But like I said, we gotta transmute, we gotta atone, and atonement is a transmutation process. I'm hearing this Avril Lavigne song, Things I'll Never Say. I'll look up the words. I'm pulling at my hair, I'm tugging at my hair, I'm pulling at my clothes, I'm trying to keep my cool, I know it shows, I'm staring at my feet, my cheeks turning red, I'm searching for the words inside my head, 'cause I'm feeling nervous, trying to be so perfect, 'cause I know you're worth it, yeah. So this song came out in 2002. It's been 12 years since 2002? No, that would be 2014. It's been 22 years since this album came out, which is crazy. There's a 4 here. There's a lot of 2s here. This is some twin flame stuff. So this has to do with the Lilith channelings that I did. The binding of Lilith. Well, actually, the whoredom the whoredom, really. Absolution is yours if you look for it. Searching for the words inside my head. Trying to keep you out of twin flame union. Trying to keep you out of divine counterpart union, because they think that that's going to keep you from being able to, look. They think that that's going to keep you from being able to manifest the new earth and the new heaven. Too bad. So sad. They were wrong. 0110 on the timer, and then it was 23. Cause I'm feeling nervous, trying to be so perfect, cause I know you're worth it, yeah. So these ideas of perfection, these projections from the colony, from the demonic shadow empire, are keeping us divided. They are keeping us from experiencing wholeness. So call judgment on that. Cancel those timelines, cancel those our timelines, cancel those abuse timelines, cancel those slavery timelines, fragmentation timelines, cancel all that shit, all those machinations, all those contracts, all those declarations upon you. Cancel all that shit and call in wholeness. Call in Christ consciousness, call in the crystalline light codes, call in the living waters, fill yourself. We're going to do that right now. So the living waters are going to come from the crystal heart of the new earth, which is accessible through the high heart chakra. And that is actually replacing the sacral chakra right now. This is the war in heaven. This is what is being fought. So this is what we're doing right now. The Earth Star chakra relates to the Ajna chakra, third eye. You may have had a lot of gut stuff going on, and that is because of the transformation of your solar plexus, because you are connecting to the great central sun. Your soul collective is coming in and connecting with you. Golden child, I'm hearing. Keep breathing through this. The seed has been sown. It may have looked like a spider's nest that was there, but it may also look like a marine entity. Okay, you get it? That attacked your throat chakra. They're trying to do that now. Calling upon 𝗂𝗪𝗁. I bind you, freeze. I bind you from making any more movements. I bind you from taking any more actions. I bind you in the authority of the Most High Divine Creator. Do no harm. Freeze. I cast you out of this realm, of this field. In the name of the Most High Divine Creator and the Holy Spirit, I cast you out. Leave now, as quickly as possible, immediately and never return. Return to source. The Most High Divine Creator, return to source. And be disabused of your powers. No, no, no. I don't like that. Call upon the living waters. We call upon the diamond crystalline light codes. Fill this space that has been vacated, and let your light permeate throughout this system, throughout all dimensions, densities, and directions. There are angels being held captive in that space. It's fine. Entities in the solar plexus meant to keep you from being able to connect. Call upon the great central sun. I call upon the diamond crystal sun. Purify the energy of the solar plexus. Cast out any demonic, satanic, fallen energies, entities, expressions of existence, and restore equilibrium in this system, in this chakra system. Restore equilibrium to this universe. Restore equilibrium to this body. It is serious witchcraft that was done. Fairy wings revitalized, returned. Somebody's getting their fairy powers back. I'm seeing a butterfly, rebirth, regenesis, renewal, removal from the dead worlds, returning to the land of the living. You're leaving those timelines behind. You cancel those timelines. We nullify, neutralize, and void them. Let them fall down immediately. Let them be disintegrated, dissolved, and destroyed. Let us be disconnected from them in all densities, dimensions, and directions. Let that false self fall away. I'm seeing it falling away. There's a hypersexualization template here. I cancel that. In the name of the Most High Divine Creator, I cancel that in all things good and holy. I cancel that in the Holy Spirit. I cancel that energy. By my authority, I cancel that energy. Cancel those timelines. Let it fall away with grace, ease, kindness, and compassion. Let us be renewed in the living waters, in all densities, dimensions, and directions. The heart chakra is being reintegrated. Seeing dragonfly wings. Somebody, oh, hello. A fallen Fae kingdom that had been taken in these wars is being restored. Your connection to your home world is being restored. Your sovereignty is being restored. It's all falling away. All of this demonic work is falling away. They may no longer touch you. They may no longer touch you, I declare. I'm seeing like the alien from like Alien versus Predator. There had been this alien entity like attached to you, inserted into your energy. It was being cloaked inside of you. You're hoping that to try and get into New Earth with this energy and like infiltrate and we're not, it's like, it's a dimensional difference. It's just so ridiculous, like, so ridiculous. They're just so materially minded because they're so low, they're so fallen and so delusional. And call upon the living waters. Fill every opening, every crevice, every crack, every nook and cranny, fill every opening. And let it be reconnected to the source of all that is. Through the high heart chakra, through, connect us to the great river. To the fountain of life. Really some stuff in the head, so really clearing out some ajna stuff. See, I'm just like rubbing my eyes. You might have like stuff going on with your eyes. You might have a lot of like, you might feel like things keep getting in your eyes as this is happening. You might have headaches. You might just feel really out of it. You're encouraged to get a lot of rest, drink a lot of water. Don't consume too much media. I'm seeing a spider web because these machinations, these timeline implantations, this is spider web type stuff, weaving of webs, threads. I cancel all of this. These are to also confuse you, to trap you in your mind so you won't know what to do and you can't trust your intuition. So you'll be distracted. Just release that. Just release all of that. Be like, I trust my higher power. I allow my highest self to lead me, to work through me. My most divine self, I allow my most divine self to work through me. We've talked about this before, using the language of our most divine self, because like I said, yeah, let's just leave that there. Parts of you have been in the dark so long that they are blind, but now they have other extrasensory gifts that are stronger. The shadow self needs attention. So this is the work that we're doing right now. The shadow self needs attention. It needs to be healed. It wants to be healed. She's tired. This is the Lilith in all of us. This is the shadow self that was imprisoned. She's tired of fighting. She wants rest. You need to face your shadow. And I can help you with that. If you want to book self-sovereignty coaching, that is a package of oracle sessions, and we do that work together and we build upon it. The clients that I'm working with right now, like, the sessions have been insane. Like, this is the best. This is what makes my life worth living. Like, I fucking love it so much. I'd be honored honored to work with all of you. I really am. But she's ready for rest. She's ready for rest. She's ready. I'm just gonna leave her there for now. Restoration. Claim your restoration. Claim your restoration now. These fragmented parts are no longer wholeness. Wholeness, infinite waters running through you. It's a lot of purging of the crown chakra. You might also be sweating a lot. You might be sweating a lot. You might have to pee a lot. You might have to number 2 a lot. This is a purging. Your body's overheating so that like it can purge all this stuff. And I would really recommend like not eating processed foods if you can help it. Spirit, is that all? You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Remember that. You don't have to be what anyone else thinks is perfect. God made you perfect. God made you perfect. We all fall down and we all get back up. Donnie McClurkin, We Fall Down. Listen to that song, seriously. For a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got up. If I could say what I want to say I want to blow you away. Be with you every night, am I squeezing you too tight? If I could say what I want to see you go down on one knee. Marry me today, guess I'm wishing my life away. These things I'll never say. False marriages, like all of these contracts, everything that you were caught up in, that shit is canceled. By the time you get to October 2nd and on the other side of eclipse season, just watch out. That's what, like, just keep protecting yourself, keep clearing, keep cleansing. You know, do some self-love magic. You don't ever need to do magic to anybody else. Unless it is out of protection because they can't stop being a fucking moron. You don't ever need to do magic to anyone else. Self-love. Know thyself is the principle of all practice. It's your universe. Each and every single one of us is a multiverse in and of ourselves. You are the god of your multiverse. Little g. Because big G's big G, baby. And ain't nobody above big G. You're the god of your universe. Okay. Drink a lot of water today if you accepted this energy work. You might feel like you need to stretch a bunch. You might feel like really creaky in your body. Yoga will help to move that energy through you. Some like nice yogic flows. Water, whole foods, electric foods will help a lot. Rest, rest, rest. And I would be very mindful. Go to your favorite places. Go to your favorite places at this time. Yeah. Because you need to like amplify your energy. So if you're feeling down, listen to your favorite music, go to your favorite places, go to where you feel most aligned. there's a process that's going to take a couple of days to happen in the ethers, but by the end of it, you will be so grateful. This sovereignty. This is true whether you're a feminine or a masculine, no matter what gender you are, no matter what sex you are. This is what's happening. Because this is what happened in the higher dimensions. This is what has happened, you know, on Earth, on this plane. This is what we're all dealing with. So don't make it about, well, I identify as this. Or don't make it about, well, I was born in this body. It's not about that. And the sooner you transcend that, the better. This is part of why all of that shit is collapsing, because that's not even real. That's another distraction. Like, it's not real. Stop affixing yourselves to identities. And this is part of what this song is saying as well. Be fluid. Allow your spirit to flow through you. Sometimes I want to have black hair. Sometimes I want to have orange hair. Sometimes, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. I do what I want when I want to do it. Oh, I want to have black hair now. Guess I'm going to have black hair forever. Oh, I want to wear silver. Guess I'm going to have to wear silver forever. No. Art, life is art. We are always expressing, we are always creating. 5th house stuff. I'm going to just quickly look at the 5th house and then we're going to just end it. Jupiter in Gemini in the 5th house. Getting out past those self-limiting beliefs. Getting out past those self-limiting beliefs, those low vibrational, lower consciousness beliefs. Cancellation of that magic. Tomorrow's Saturday. I really encourage you to do as much protection magic as you can, and as much canceling magic, as much put your wards up, do all of that shit. Clean your house, spiritually clean your house. This is why folks do that. You wake up Saturday morning and you clean your house on some witch shit, on some spiritual shit. Cleanse and purify, justice in reverse. Queen of Pentacles. All that was robbed of you, yeah, they really didn't want you. Yeah, they wanted to steal from you. But it's not gonna work. They're trying to not receive justice, but it's not gonna work. Because you're no longer the fool. Call justice, call judgment in your life. Transcend those bonds, those bounds. Because look, it's not gonna work. Connect to the great central sun through your heart chakra. I'm gonna do this now. We're also going to connect to Andromeda through the great central sun. You need to speak the truth. Speak the truth, express the truth. You don't do me any good. It's just a waste of time. What use is it to you? What's on my mind? If it ain't coming out, we're not going anywhere. So why can't I just tell you that I So I'm feeling nervous. Stop being afraid of rejection. Stop being afraid of rejection. Rejection is God's protection. Listen, you can't worry about, the lion does not concern themselves about what the sheep think. The shepherd doesn't concern himself about whether the sheep like him or not. You're not meant to be in those spaces. So yeah, you're being rejected. You're meant to be higher than that. Get that poison out of your head. Tell someone also. If you're having poisonous thoughts, you need to tell somebody. Work through that shit. Book a session with me. I got you. Feeling coming now. I don't know what's going on with my voice. It's not going and we're not going anywhere. So why can I just tell you that I care? The curse work that was placed upon the throat chakra is being lifted, purged out now. We have Leo in the 7th house. Express yourself confidently. This is how you're going to liberate yourself. If I could say what I want to say I want to blow you away. Be with you every night, not squeezing you too tight. And when we talk about divine union, when we talk about this sacred marriage, it is the divine counterpart is your whole life. Just be honest about what you want. If you don't want to work and you just want someone who's going to take care of you, be honest about that. There is nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want, that's what you want. If people don't like it, fuck it. Who cares? It's not their life, it's yours. So I'm feeling nervous, trying to be so perfect. You know you're worth it, you're worth it. Yeah, because like this is your destiny, but you can't fuck up your destiny unless you commit cosmic crimes. Neptune retrograde in Pisces 2nd house, opposing the sun in Virgo 8th house, and that is what has been, you know, bringing some grounding to this grand trine. Neptune retrograde. Fear of other people, fear of the material realm. Stop waiting for the other shoe to fall. Take back your power. I don't bet on myself because I know myself. The only bet that I take is on me, period. It's not a risk. The sun in Virgo in the 8th house. Building that trust with yourself. You have to build the life that you want to live. And it happens in the mundane. Is your mundane everyday life what you want it to be? If it's not, you got to figure out how to make it that way. And then the bigger overall stuff is going to happen, but it's not going to come into resonance otherwise. Liberation. Moksha. When you start feeling constricted, moksha. Just say moksha. Moksha. Take a deep breath. Breathe in moksha on the ajna chakra and breathe out any barriers to wholeness, freedom. Listen, this is the whole point of Buddhism. It's not just Christianity does not have a monopoly on the crystalline and on Christ consciousness. This is what Siddhartha Gautama Buddha taught as well. Spiritual abolition. I didn't make this up. I downloaded it, I inherited it as a crystalline, but I didn't make this up. This is the Christ doctrine. This is Buddhism. Spiritual abolition, it's about freedom, moksha. Freedom from samsara, the cycle of suffering. It's time to make a choice. It's over if you want it to be. Keep making that choice. I know it's fucking annoying, It's over if you want it to be. Grow up is what I'm hearing. It's over if you want it to be. I love you all truly and deeply. I hope that this was helpful. It's over if you want it to be. The wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. Judgment is here. I am not alone. Say it. Judgment is here. I am not alone. Let's end with our declarations of sovereignty. And then we're going to bounce out. Claim these for yourselves. If you want them, say yes. Otherwise, just pop off the video, book with me, come to the workshop. We'll do more of this energy healing work. In this very instant, in all of quantum space-time, and in all directions, dimensions, and densities, and in all quantum timelines, holistically and completely, I make these declarations which are self-evident in the name of the Most High Divine Creator, now, forever, and always. In this very instant, in all of quantum space-time, and in all directions, dimensions, and densities, and in all quantum timelines, holistically and completely, we make these declarations which are self-evident in the name of the Most High Divine Creator, now, forever, and always. We render any and all energies, entities, and expressions of existence with malicious intent against us, whether they be unwanted, unwelcome, uninvited, unintended, and or unwarranted or not, deaf, blind, dumb, mute, dead, paralyzed, impotent, castrated, powerless, and in a complete vegetative state permanently. We refuse, release, reject, and rebuke any and all unwanted, uninvited, unwelcome, and or unwarranted aberrations, distortions, abominations, invitations, and solicitations to dysfunction and destruction presented to us and our collectives. Casting out all of those who've chosen to fall in our collectives, we no longer claim them. We hereby permanently revoke, remove, shut down, and seal any and all access to all of our energy and all of our power, to any and all energies, entities, and expressions of existence who are not our highest, most divine iteration of self, the Most High Divine Creator, and or the Holy Spirit. We release, dissolve, disintegrate, and completely destroy any and all connections, tethers, relations, ties, binds, combinations, amalgamations, enmeshments, and anything of the like connecting us and our divine collectives, our righteous collectives, to any and all energy not serving our most divine benefit and the most divine benefit of all. We call all of our power and all of our energy back to us and purify it in the Holy Spirit and the living waters across all of quantum space-time. We declare our divine, sacred, holy sovereignty over our spirit, our mind, our energy, our emotions, our actions, our communications, our expressions, our thoughts, our feelings, and our vessels. We make all of these declarations inside, outside, and across all of quantum space-time, and in all directions, dimensions, and densities, and in all quantum timelines, holistically and completely. We make all of these declarations inside, outside, and across all of quantum space-time, and in all directions, dimensions, and densities, and in all quantum timelines, holistically and completely, in the name of the Most High Divine Creator, now, forever, and always. We seal our energy and our auras, respectively, grounding them in our sacred bodies, which are grounded in the Holy Spirit on a foundation of Christ. With the living waters flowing through us in all densities, dimensions, and directions, so have I spoken, so shall it be, and so it is. I love you truly and deeply, and we'll see you on the flip side. Peace.